Hey, praise the Lord. We are so glad to be able to be a help and a blessing to your ministry today. I just want to take a quick moment or two and show you how to navigate the site. It's simple, and here we go. We're going to get started. When you're looking at this front page, we have a lot of material on there as you scroll down the page. But just to keep things easy and simple for now, because everything you need to know is right up here at the top of the page. So the first thing we want to do is come up here, and if we're not a member yet, of course, become a member, but we want to click on login. And so I'm going to log in, and there we go. Now, if you forgot your password, let's say you're typing in a password and it just isn't going correctly, you keep getting the error message, your username, password's wrong. Probably what's happening is you're mistyping the password, and possibly there's a capitalization when there shouldn't be, or vice versa. And if that becomes a problem, just hit the forgot password button there, and it's going to email to the email address on file that we have for your account, which is your username. It's going to email you a password reset, and it'll walk you through that. So I'm going to tell it to remember me, and I'm going to log in. So when you're looking at this, most of the work you're doing is always going to be across these top pieces right here, okay? And I realize most folks are coming in here to get their sermon for Sunday, or to find something to put with the sermon, or to build a sermon. Folks use this site in so many different ways. It's really amazing. But what we did is we separated out the sermon outlines and the sermon series because they were kind of put together. They were mixed together. And so we separated them out. So if you just bring your cursor over the top of that, and you'll find sermon outlines. And when you click on that, it's going to only open up the area that has only sermon outlines in it. If you come down below and click on that, it's going to bring up the area that has only sermon series. So if you're wanting to start a series in your church, then that's where you would go. But if you're just looking for a one-off sermon on a certain topic or certain thing, then you would go to the sermon outlines area there. Now, I will tell you that if you hard click on this sermon prep right now, what it's going to do is it's going to open it up to where you have both sermon outlines and sermon series being displayed. And then you can, of course, choose the book of the Bible, a certain topic, a certain holiday, or a certain author based on sermon outlines and sermon series. Now, if you're in here and you're like, you know what, I just want to see the sermon series, you can deselect the sermon outlines and then do your searches within the searches here, and it will only display the sermon outlines. But if you have them both checked, it will display both. But what I like to do is just come up to this top and only just hover, just highlight over the top of that, and I just choose sermon outlines. And of course, you do it what works best for you. But this way, I know I'm only going to see the sermon outlines, and that's when I see that across the top of the page, I know that I'm in the sermon outlines area. So when you're looking at this area and you see this big white bar right here, if there's a particular sermon that you know the name of, that maybe you saw it last time you were here and you wanted to type that in, and you type that in at that place, and here it'll bring up it'll bring up that particular message, and so that way you can find it quickly. Now, what that will also do, if you just type in like the word Jesus, it's going to bring up all the sermons that have both the word Jesus in the title. Okay, that's the name of the sermon perhaps, but it's also going to bring up, because it also reads the description that we have here of every sermon, and it's going to read throughout the descriptions to see, is Jesus in there? And so just like this one is, if I typed in the word Jesus, it's going to bring up all the sermons that have the title, the name Jesus in there, and then also in the subject, okay? And but here's where I do most of my work, and where I sort, and I think a lot of others do as well. You can come in here and search according to the book of the Bible. When you click on that little arrow, give it just a second to populate, and it brings up all the books of the Bible. Now, currently, we do not have the ability to search by chapter and verse, but that's coming. Okay, that's going to happen in phase 2 here very shortly, and our IT people are working on that area here. This is where I do most of my searching. Various things, if you're looking for a message on coronavirus or depression, these are some categories that we didn't have in the old site that we do now, and it's kind of neat because you can find these types of messages pretty quick. Let's just type on coronavirus. It's still issue, things that our churches are dealing with today. Come in here and hit filter results. Give it just a moment because it's got to look through the whole database, and here you're going to find all the words or all the messages that deal with coronavirus. Okay, when you're looking at this, anytime you see an orange, you see that? The Bible, the name, down here in the topics, you see it in orange. What that means is if you click down on that, it's going to open up all of the messages that are in that particular category. Or if you click on this person's name, it's going to pull up all the messages that person has on the site in the sermon outlines area. 1 John, it's going to open up all of the books all the sermons that are dealing with 1 John. But let's just look at this God in Chaos. Click on the read more, or you could actually click on the graphic as well, and it opens it up here. And this is it explains this particular message. And you can come down here, click on this read more, just to sometimes that one doesn't have too much. Sometimes the description is longer, and so by clicking on the read more, you can open that up a little bit bigger. But here it is, Get God in Chaos. It's dealing, with what's going on in the world today, and it's an exciting message actually. But if you click on the select file type, then you can come in here and decide if you want to open it in Word document, as a Word document, as a PDF, or if you just want to view it online. In any case, click the download button. It's going to download. And once you click on that download, it's going to drop that message into your downloads file on your computer. Okay? One nice thing, this is an upgrade as well to the site that we didn't have before, is that if this particular message has any graphics with it, you can then click on the download image pack, and that's going to download into your downloads file. When you click that, it's going to drop all of the images for that particular sermon. And you can kind of get a little thumbnail look of what those look like. And there's so many ways that you can use these graphics, and the others that I'll show you in just a minute as well. You can use these on your Facebook page to announce the upcoming sermon for next week. You can print them out, or copy them, paste them into the bulletin that you create on Sunday morning to make that bulletin unique with the particular sermon you're preaching, with the graphic in there, maybe a few lines under it for people to take some notes. And Facebook, you could put it into Facebook. You can put it on the screens in the hallway. You could put it on the screen behind you as you're speaking, and it just adds another element to the message that you're preaching. And then the various other, I'm clicking on the little icon here, or the little thumbnail, and it just kind of shows you what that looks like. Of course, the preview aspect goes away when you download that, but this gives you a place to drop your scriptures or your thoughts, some bullets that you want to cover, etc. Okay? And so, again, you can do that by clicking the download image pack. And again, anything in orange, if you want to see other things on coronavirus, other things on miracles, other messages on leadership, click on those. Okay? So I'm going to go back to sermon prep at the top of the screen, and I'm going to choose the sermon series area. And here, just like the other sermon outlines area, you have the various drop downs that you can click on, and you can select by author, holiday, etc. Now, one thing that can trip us up a little bit here is if you come in here and you choose a book, say Exodus, and then you're like, okay, I want to find a message on Exodus, something that's a challenge to the church, and I want it to be a spring message, and I want it to be the author, Craig Treadwell. Chances are we're not going to have a series that covers all of these. So when you hit filter results, what's going to happen is you're going to find no posts, because Craig Treadwell did not submit a sermon called challenge with regards to challenges for the church from the book of Exodus. That is a springtime message. And so, so clear them all out. And generally, you'll just be selecting one or two of these different types of searches. You can come in here and select, the book of John and maybe a topic on loving one another, and then hit filter results, and it's going to bring up some results from there for sure. Okay, but let's just say you come in here and you select a topic. Now, one thing you should know is that in the sermon series area, there are fewer topics. They look different. The topics look different in the sermon series area than they do the sermon outlines area, because there may not be a series based on some of the things that some of the topics that the sermon outlines area did. But we can click on offense and tell it to filter, and there it is, debate of Satan, James Moses, and let's just go ahead and click on it real quickly. It's going to open that up, but when you click on that, it's going to download all of the sermons that deal with that particular area. All right, let's move quickly up here to the top. Church media, there's still backgrounds, motion backgrounds, and countdowns. Still backgrounds, we'll see here in just a second. Some of these you can use them in your flyers on Sunday morning, on the screens, Facebook, what have you, various things. Motion backgrounds, we'll look at those, and countdowns. A lot of us are using the countdowns now just before service to get people and to get the service started. And you can also use these for your meetings as well, to let people know how much time before everything gets started. And so when you come in here, you're going to find the latest. You can sort them by new, the featured, the popular. But here we go. Announcement backgrounds. I want to announce something in my church. What do I want to announce? I want to announce baptism service. So I click on baptism service. And up comes all of the graphics that we have that has to do with baptism. Maybe you have the ability, or somebody in your church does, that when you click on this, you can download it. Baptism, have you done it yet? You can put down here, you can have somebody add some text to this, perhaps, that says baptism service next Sunday morning, things like that, or add your own copy. Make it your own, change it up however you want to. And so I'm going to go back to the still backgrounds area. There's tons of stuff here. It has a Christmas, Palm Sunday. Use it to announce your upcoming, Pentecost Sunday service that's coming up. Things to do with Labor Day, kids, ladies ministry. Look at all the categories. There's just tons more than we had before. Really proud of it. When you're done looking at this announcement backgrounds, close that up. Just click on the button. That'll drop it back. Then you come into the welcome backgrounds. Maybe you're wanting to just say welcome to everybody. Why are we welcoming them? Because it's Father's Day. Hit filter results. Actually, I don't think you even have to hit filter results. It's just going to do it on its own. And but there's all the Father's Day images. And again, Facebook, flyers, the front of your screen, screens when people walk in the front door of the church. Use them however you want to. But here's the various graphics. You click on it. Happy Father's Day. I like that one. I'm going to click on it. Take it a minute to load up, and it's going to be a display here. Download the background. Click on it. It's going to go right into your downloads file. All right. And there are thumbnails here. There's actually more than one image because it might be that you want to add some of your own copy to this and put some of your own text with it. And there's various programs out there to help you do that. And I'm sure there's somebody in your church as well that knows how to do these things. Motion backgrounds. A lot of churches are using these now to put with worship. Let's just click on worship backgrounds. We're going to be adding more and more of these, but here's the various backgrounds we have. Now, I'm not going to click on this and download it, but just like everything else, when you click on it, it's going to open the next page that allows you to download it, and you can use these to put the words to the music of the songs that you're singing, okay, and that your church is worshiping with. Videos, there's various videos that we're adding to the site as well. Miscellaneous videos, announcement videos. These are all motion type things that are happening. Announcements. Let's say you want to announce something in the church, upcoming events, kind of a thing. You can click on that, and it's going to open up a motion background so that now you can put various, announce the various things that are coming up in your church. You can be baptized today, and that's a neat one. If you're having a baptism service, you can put that up there before service and let that play before service starts. All right, church admin, this is the new area. It's got job descriptions and forms, and just really quickly, I'm not going to get too far into it, but come in here. You can select all of them if you want to. It's going to display a whole bunch of stuff. Here's I deselected all of them, and then I find the one that I'm looking for. If I'm looking for children's ministry, and that's all I want to see, then I click on that one, and it brings up various things: nursery leader, caregiver, clown leader, Bible quiz, and we're adding more and more bus ministry, associate. We're adding more and more things to this daycare ministry in your church, various job descriptions and forms that are needed for that particular type of ministry. And so those are job descriptions. There's forms. What I like about forms is sometimes there's things in your church that, here's a baby dedication form. You download this, and it's a letter, that tells the child, on this particular day, your parents came before me in the presence of the church family. And of course, you can edit this. You can put your church's name, the city, and make it your own. Sign it at the bottom. And it's something nice for that child to have and to keep so that they can remember the day they were baptized. And here's all the small group topics on the site. Okay, they deal with various topics, youth ministry, and you can sort those over here by topic. And if you're like, I don't see a topic that I want, well, it's because we don't have a small group topic yet on that particular topic. So, if you want one, spreading the gospel, and you hit filter results, it's going to bring up only those that deal with spreading the gospel, okay? And again, you can search Book of the Bible, holidays, etc. And then our blog. And I love this blog. A pastor or church leader can come in here and find various topics that he might want to teach to his leadership team. I mean, maybe he's got or she, forgive me, has a young preaching team at the church, and they're trying to train them. So, you could come in here, effective preaching techniques, do a search, and it's going to bring up the messages that deal with that type of thing. X, and that'll clear it out. Again, if you, kind of like the other area of the site, if you come in here and you select bivocational ministry and, Fred Childs, and then you do a search, you may or may not find material, a particular article that is bivocational ministry that Fred Childs wrote. Maybe somebody else wrote that. And so it would be best to leave that unchecked and then click on the box. And then it talks about the various challenges that bivocational pastors, which I believe most of us in the average church are in one way or another. And so lots of good stuff there. But I just love this because you can come in here and find topics that, whether you're talking to your leadership team or maybe the ministers of the church, and, or maybe you're just having a meeting and you just want to share a quick thought before a meeting, that just would kind of feed everybody a little bit. But the biggest reason these are here is because we want to feed you. We want to encourage you. We want to strengthen you in the work that you're doing. And we want to speak to you in your heart and your mind and your vision and your passion for your church. And that's what this ministry is all about. And then coming across the top, I hope I'm not forgetting too much, is the FAQ area. We didn't have this before. And, just like any other site, you can scroll down and you can find some answers, some quick answers if you need, refund policy, various things that are in here. How do I update my credit card, debit card? What if I forgot my password? So lots of good stuff there in the FAQ area, and that's growing all the time also. And this is an important area, and we're just about done. If you come to the top of the screen under View Profile, you can come in here and click on that. from this page, you can do a lot of things. You can update all of your address information, your phone number, your email address if it changes, etc. If you move, let us know. We want to be able to stay current with you. If your phone number changes, a lot of times people will email me and they'll say, "Hey, call me." And then when I call them, the phone number was from 10 years ago, and we don't have their current phone number. So help us out, make some changes there. But you can come into your memberships area, and this is where you can do a lot of things. Most important thing you can do here is update your credit card information. Folks are always asking us, how do I change the card that I want to use for this? This also tells you what kind of membership you have, when it was created, when it expires, etc., and the card that you have on file, and then a way to contact support if you want to make changes to your subscription or you need some further help. Okay? Anytime you need help, especially during business hours, Monday through Friday, come down here to this little bubble at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, and here you can communicate with our member support right away. 9 to 5 on weekdays, we are almost always available here, unless we're helping other people. So, if you leave a message and you're like, you type something here and you're having to wait more than 30 seconds or a minute, and you just want to kind of move on, that's okay. Move on. We'll communicate through email. We'll reach back out to you through email. But this is a great way to get some help if you need it in any way. Our membership support team is always there to help you. After hours, middle of the night kind of thing, weekends, while we're at church, if there's an issue or situation, leave us a message, type it there, and as soon as we get back to the computer, which we do check even on the weekends, even in the evenings, we do check it. We'll make sure to communicate back with you, and that'll go to your email address, and then you can just respond back from there. Okay, I think I've covered a bunch of it now. Here, if you want this to go away, by the way, just click the X, and that goes away. All right, I think I've covered a bunch on the site, and if at any time you're like, I don't know where I'm at, I just want to get back to the home page, right there it is. Just click on preachit.org at the top of the screen, and it's going to take you back to the home page. All right. I guess I should explain real quick. We do have this search here as well. Everything that I showed you up here is actually built into this search also. Are you wanting to go for search outlines? What are you looking for? Type it in, and that will come up. Sermons based on that. Countdowns, church admin, job descriptions, etc. Sometimes folks like to use this particular search as well. You can find basically all of these categories are what's happening up here at the top of the screen as well. So, all right, so I've pretty well filled it in. I hope the site is a blessing to you. And, I put it like this. Sometimes folks, we did just upgrade the site. We updated it. We changed some things around, and it can be frustrating trying to find things that were in one place before, but now they're someplace else. I understand that. It's like when my wife moves the furniture in the house, and I walk through the living room in the dark, and I hit my foot on something because change just took place. I do not like change either, and the last thing we wanted to do was confuse anybody. But I just want to tell you, everything that was on the old site is on the new site. And the reason why we had to make the changes, and the reason why things are in different places now, is simply so that we could build out and we could add more materials to the site. What we had before, we were very limited. We couldn't add any new materials to the site. There's so much more we want to bring to the table for you, especially, for me, the church admin area is one that I really want to build out and help you with, and get some more stuff there. But we'd like to add more items across the top up here, things that people need in their churches. And we couldn't do all of that unless we built the site out the way that we did. So please forgive us for the change. Be patient. And if you would, just take your time and find your way around. And I think you're going to appreciate the changes that we've made. I will tell you, we appreciate every single member of this site. And there are many all over the world today. And I'm just so proud to be able to say that our ministry reaches thousands and thousands of churches all around the world. And indirectly affects millions of people every single week. And I'm just proud that we're able and so happy and so blessed to know that we're able to be a blessing to your ministry and to your church. And anytime we can help you, anytime we can do anything for you with regards to the site here, please reach out to us through the Help Bubble. We want to be as much of a blessing as we can possibly be to you. God bless you in Jesus' name.
If you have any further questions, please scroll to the bottom of the preachit.org screen and click the Contact Us link. From there, you can submit your question or click Chat Now to chat with our member support. Thank you.